Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Shepherdess of Sheep podcast. I am your host, Sydney Walters. So, to get things started, let's just talk a little bit about what this podcast is going to look like, how we got to this point, and kind of like what Shepherdess of Sheep is all about. So, to start things off, let's start with a little bit of the fun story of how we got here. About a year and a half ago, it was really placed on my heart that I wanted to be able to help the women in pro sports world, specifically women kind of similar to me who are married to or dating professional athletes, be able to promote our faith with the platform that we have. So the direction I was kind of being pushed towards is creating a clothing line, such as the shirt that I'm wearing right now. To be able to share my faith, whether I'm at the grocery store, at the games, and for everybody to know that I love Jesus and that he's the most important thing to me in my life. So I go ahead, get that started. It's going great. Start that and launch that maybe in November of 2024. Things are going super great. And then all of a sudden, right before baseball season starts, my husband and I find out that we are going across the water and heading to Japan to play baseball. So, of course, to me, I'm like, well, God, that doesn't seem correct because you had me start this clothing line, and how on earth is that supposed to work when I'm going to be in a different country with most of the time a 13 to 11 hour time difference. Not really sure how that one is going to work, but okay, you have me start this. I know that this is your plan for me. I know that we're going to Japan for a reason. You're answering so many prayers. I know that I started this business for a reason. So I'm just going to trust you with this one. Of course that was hard. I think for most of us, we say, oh, I'm just going to trust you with this one. And we're like, I would like to be in control of this. But as we all know, that's usually not how it goes. So my husband 2 weeks later heads off to Japan. A month later, I follow him and I'm like, okay, God, I'll go ahead and continue this clothing line up here. I know that this is your plan. I'm going to roll with it. So, of course, as everybody knows, the season is never what you expect it to be. There's always things that happen that you're like, couldn't have guessed this one. So, obviously a little bit of a culture shock for us to go and be playing baseball in Japan, and it's a lot more overwhelming than I was maybe expecting it to be. And then life just starts lifing, and you have the ups and the downs of baseball. You have the family things that are happening, just so many of the fun little things that always seem to happen during baseball season or just during your pro sports season. And I'm like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna figure out this clothing line thing. Nothing is lining up for me. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is something I just need to put on the back burner, and I'll do when we go back to the United States, whatever that looks like. So I'm like, okay, well, there was a reason that I was told to start this. So what is this going to look like? And God is like, you know what, Sydney? What would be really, really fun is putting you massively outside of your comfort zone already, because moving to Japan was already not enough for you to be outside of your comfort zone. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to tell you, you should start a podcast and interview other women in the similar lifestyle of of being married to or dating a pro athlete, and have them give really good, helpful advice of how to do this and how to live a faith-based lifestyle through all of it. And I'm like, that's really okay. That's not something that I'm comfortable whatsoever with. I don't like being recorded. I don't like talking in front of people. So that's okay. But let's go ahead and skip to your next plan of what all this is going to look like. So, of course, like we always do, or at least for me, I'm saying, okay, God, next. And then he's like, no, Sydney, here's your sign that this is what you need to be doing. I'm like, no, I don't think that that's a sign from him. I think that that's just a coincidence, which all of us know there's no coincidences that happen in this life. It's always for a reason. I'm like, no, that's not what he's saying. More hints. No, that's not what he's saying. More hints. And so finally, I think I've gotten the hint that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what he's calling me to do. I, of course, am so excited about it, just getting a little bit used to what this is going to look like for me. So the reason that I think that I'm really being called to do this right now is how important community is, especially faith-based community. And I didn't realize how much it was lacking out here, at least for me. It seems so easy when you're in the United States and you have your chaplains and you have your group of women to go to. And don't get me wrong, I have an amazing group of women out here that have been so supportive, but I never realized how important it was to have a space such as what we're creating with Shepherdess of Sheep to go to and to look to for helpful advice when things are kind of being difficult. Like right now, it would be so awesome if there was a space for me to be able to go to kind of say, how do I create a faith-based community and even start this process? Because I know there's so many women out there that have gone to teams that maybe haven't had that and had to completely create that on their own. There's so much helpful advice. Or for the women who her husband just got DFA'd, what does that look like? How do I sort through all of this? Like, so many of us have gone through these situations, but we don't have a space to kind of be able to put out there our advice that we have in these different situations and stuff. How do I deal with, I think my husband's gonna have to retire soon from an injury and we're not prepared for this and it's not going well. How do we trust God in this process? How do I be a faithful wife throughout this process where he is struggling, I'm struggling? For the new girls that are coming into it, my husband or boyfriend just got drafted. How the heck do I do this lifestyle? Because this is something that a lot of people don't have helpful advice on. How do you stay walking with Jesus throughout all of this? How do you not get lost in the things that don't matter, like the fame and the money? How do you keep your sights on him and why we're all truly playing the different sports games, such as the game is baseball? We're here to promote Jesus and to promote a relationship with him, and that's why we're being called for my husband to play this sport. That's why he was given this talent. Let's create a space for these difficult conversations. Let's create a space where we can have the ugly conversations, or we can have the good conversations, where we can just truly say, hey, these are the things that happen and it's okay because a lot of us go through it. Here's some advice of how I got through it. Or being the person that's like, man, I'm in the middle of this right now and I don't know how to sort through that, and saying it's okay. It's okay to not know what the plan is. It's okay to not have the correct advice, but just knowing to trust his plan and that it will always be figured out, and he's always working in your life, no matter what it looks like. It might be he's working you through the valleys, which are not fun, but he's getting ready to take you to the mountaintops. We just have to be willing to trust his process with this, and it can feel a lot easier to trust the process when you cannot feel so alone in it. So that's kind of what I feel like I'm being called to. I'm super duper excited for what this is going to look like. I can't wait to have women on here to interview, and that's kind of what this podcast will look like in the future, is bringing on other women in the pro sports world, whether it's baseball or football or soccer or any of the sports, and having them kind of come in and talk about these different topics that others just might not know how to talk about, and how to stay faithful to Jesus through it, and how to maneuver through this unique lifestyle that we have. I'm so excited for all that I'm going to learn throughout this process. I can't wait for all the new people that I'm going to meet. You guys are going to be able to meet throughout this, and all the wise words of wisdom that we're going to get through it. So yeah, I'm excited to start this and see what this looks like. Please be praying for me throughout this as I work my way through a really, really uncomfortable situation, and just make the most of what I feel like God is calling me to do. So thank you.